Want to run faster, jump higher, move with more power? The Sports Recovery and Development Program at Bridges Therapy Group builds speed, strength, agility, and endurance while correcting movement issues that can cause injury. Give your athlete the edge. Schedule an assessment today at srdathlete.com.
Love where you live and play with Lindsey Management. Affordable apartments and golf memberships at 9 and 18-hole courses. Buying or selling? Trust Lindsey and Associates. Serving the community for over 50 years. Lindsey, #1 in apartments, golf, and real estate.
Coach, apparently they called a team meeting. And whatever that was said in that team meeting kind of changed the dynamics and changed some things about our football team and our program.
We catch up with Pulaski Academy head coach Anthony Lucas and introduce you to this week's Lindsey Girls Athlete of the Week. It is Wednesday, October 8th, and this is Varsity Vibe Today. Welcome into Varsity Vibe today on this Wednesday. I'm your host, Alyssa Orange. Thanks so much for being with us, and let's jump straight to our Lewis Automotive opening drive. The fall kickoff event is happening now at the Lewis Automotive Group. Unbeatable prices and special financing. Your next vehicle is ready for you now at one of their 3 locations in Fayetteville, Springdale, and Farmington. Let's start things off with a high school volleyball update for you as we look at the 6A West. And action continues to heat up as we get closer to the state tournament that starts on October 28th. Bentonville right now still undefeated with a win over Shiloh Christian on Monday. On Tuesday, Bentonville West taking on Rogers. They got that win 3-2, and Fayetteville taking down Southside on Tuesday as well. So things continuing to be exciting on the court as we get closer to the postseason. It is now time to introduce you to this week's Lindsey Girls Athlete of the Week, and that honor going to Providence Academy cross-country runner Gabbie Bishop. She finished first in the Chili Pepper Festival over the weekend. And for Gabbie, she really set the tone right out the gate. She crossed the finish line, though, in 16 minutes and 58 seconds. That's 15 seconds faster than her time in last year's Chili Pepper race. It's also 2 seconds better than her last week performance. So, of course, in cross-country, you always want to be peaking at the right time, and it sounds like she is definitely doing that. But the cherry on top for Gabbie was turning around and watching her sister Maggie Bishop finish in second place with a time of 17:17.2. So the Bishop sisters finishing 1 and 2 in the high school division of the Chili Pepper Festival on Saturday. Again, Gabbie Bishop, our Lindsey Girls Athlete of the Week. Coming up after the break, a special sit down with Pulaski Academy head coach Anthony Lucas.
If you're an athlete that wants to improve your game, maybe improve your 40, jump higher, have better agility, Bridges Therapy Group's Sport Recovery and Development Program can help. They've been helping student athletes reach their highest potential for quite a while now. They've got a team that includes physical therapists, athletic trainers, personal trainers, and occupational therapists. And together, they design individual plans to build speed, explosive power, agility, strength, and endurance. Whether your athlete's returning from rehab or working for a competitive edge, SRD provides the training and guidance to help them succeed. Schedule your athlete's assessment today at srdathlete.com.
QuickTurf is the go-to team for building championship-level sports facilities for public schools, private schools, and the entire school district. They also install beautiful backyard putting greens for homeowners. Known for lifelike, eco-friendly turf, QuickTurf handles everything from design and lighting to drainage and final landscaping. Their all-in-one approach delivers high-performance surfaces for athletes and low-maintenance greens that last for years. With preventative maintenance programs, they keep every field and green looking game day ready. Schedule a free consultation today at quickturf.com. That's QIKturf.com.
The fall kickoff event is on now at Lewis Automotive Group. Unbeatable prices, special financing, and your next ride is ready for you at any of our locations in Fayetteville, Farmington, or Springdale. Don't forget about the Lewis Guarantee, home and double the factory warranty, only at Lewis Automotive Group.
Could a little extra support help your child shine even brighter? Bridges Therapy Group empowers kids to live their best life with expert pediatric therapy services tailored to their needs. Their team offers occupational therapy, speech therapy, and physical therapy, guiding families from the first evaluation to every milestone along the way. Give your children the tools to succeed and shine. Give your child the tools to succeed and shine. Visit btgpeds.com to learn more and schedule your appointment today. That's btgpeds.com.
Love where you live and play with Lindsey Management. Enjoy affordable apartments with community amenities like fitness centers and resort-style pools at select locations. Golf memberships are also available at beautiful 9 and 18-hole courses. Buying or selling a home, commercial, or investment property? Trust Lindsey and Associates, serving the community and bringing great neighbors together for over 50 years. Lindsey, #1 in apartments, golf, and real estate.
Time now for our Everett Chevrolet Central Arkansas Spotlight. Family-owned, customer-friendly. Together, let's drive. The Pulaski Academy Bruins sitting 2-0 right now in 7A Central play, but the start of the season before conference play started hit them with a lot of adversity. They lost to Robinson 53-14, and Robinson right now 5-0 in 5A. They're playing really good football. Then they go and they play a West Monroe team that they lose to 31-17, and then they test themselves against a very talented Highland Park team out of Texas 58-26. That was a loss. And all three of their first games of the year on the road. That's a lot to throw at a football team. They come back home and they beat North Little Rock 45-31 to open up conference play, and that really set the tone for them. They bounced back with a win, 63-42 over Little Rock Central. And head coach Anthony Lucas feels like his guys are starting to get their groove. There's a lot of work still yet to be done, and they're finally back home again for just the second time this season as they face the team in 7A in the Bryant Hornets. Here's a part of my conversation with head coach Anthony Lucas. Right now, 2-0 in conference play, have a big one on Friday. But before we talk about that game against Bryant, I just want to see kind of how you feel like this team has continued to evolve and grow. I mean, if you just look at how the schedule's kind of unfolded, it feels like maybe after that game against North Little Rock, the offense started to pick things up.
Yeah, we did, and what I love about going to conference play, our seniors, we had after the Highland Park game, boy, that was tough. So our seniors got together that Monday after our Monday's practice, going into North Little Rock, and had a meeting, like the whole. I guess they called all the whole team in after practice. I had no idea. I was still outside, and it was very quiet in here. Normally you see kids moving around, but I was like, what's going on? It's like, coach, apparently they called a team meeting. And whatever that was said in that team meeting kind of changed the dynamics and changed some things about our football team and our program. And, I'm happy for it. Our kids have bought into it and they're starting, to play better. We are, we're a different football team that we've been in the past. And I'm happy. It is what it is, and we're going to take it one day and one game at a time. But that meeting I wasn't in it. I never asked them, guys, what did happen? What did y'all say? But it has been a difference in our football team. And we've played a much better North Little Rock team and a much better improved Little Rock Central team, last week. But we're still growing. And Alyssa, we got a long ways to go with these guys, but we're going to keep fighting and keep plugging. But what you mentioned earlier, the improvement, I'm so ecstatic about that. And hopefully we can continue to improve.
What do you think that says about the leadership of your senior class?
It's better. I'll say this. This summer, we were trying, all the coaches and I were kind of picking, okay, this guy's stepping up, this guy's not, this guy. But it's getting better, and I'm excited in the direction. I'm excited in the direction that it's going, and each week it seems to continue to get better and better. Had a little minor thing last game, but for the most part, it's getting better, and I appreciate the kids because this team don't want to be that Pulaski Academy football team that all the other guys in the past that's been here want to say, man, y'all were terrible. Y'all awful. Y'all had no fight, no grit or anything. So I think they're starting to feel that from some guys on the outside now, and starting to, wake up call, have them to wake up now. So yeah.
How important is that? I think that's such a great point with the history and the tradition that Pulaski Academy has. It's not just a culture, but it's also just kind of a way of life for this team to understand, the weight of the name across the chest that they represent every Friday night, I'm sure has kind of hit them a little bit.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. And I promise you this, our former players, when they're watching, whether they're watching on live stream or they come back and see games, and they'll give it to them. They'll let these guys know, man, y'all are weak. You guys are not playing hard. Y'all not holding up, the tradition here at Pulaski Academy. So it means the world to a lot of our kids, believe it or not, and which enables them or encourages them to play better, and that's all we want to see is improvement. Hey, we know we only have 56 kids on our roster. We know we're in 7A. We knew that was coming, but it doesn't have anything to do with your effort and your mindset every day that you come out here to take this football field. We've always not been the biggest. We've always not been the fastest, but what we do and the culture and how we play the game here at PA, our kids always play hard. And if we can continue to improve in that aspect of our game, and then if we can continue to get better on not making as many mistakes as we've been making here lately, we'll continue to go in the right direction. And that's it. And we are making those strides, but they're coming together slowly. Now, this week against this well-oiled machine of Bryant, we're going to have to really put everything together this week. And we're going to have to almost play a perfect game. We know Bryant is they're the team in 7A. They're actually the team in the state right now to beat. And that's something that we can't take that away from them, from what happened last year, winning the 7A state championship. And so we just got to be ready. And it's going to be a real hard fought ball game. But our kids are looking forward to the challenge this week.
You've played in so many big football games. How do you get them to not make this moment, this game, bigger than it is and just focus on themselves?
Well, if we can not listen to the guys outside that are being negative and stick with the positive and just stay together as a football team and as a staff and as a community and believe that you can get it done and just focus on what we need to get better at, that's the thing. We know, like I told them on yesterday, I said, y'all know what Bryant does. Y'all know what they're capable of and who they have and how. I say, we just got to go out and play our game. And I, of course, yeah, I've been on big stage. These guys have too. We play. That's why we here at Pulaski Academy, that's why we play a tough non-conference schedule to get us ready for conference. And so I don't think they'll be excited, but I think they'll handle things well. And again, we played Bryant twice last year. We know them and we know what they do. So it's just the biggest thing Alyssa series this week is don't turn the football over, create turnovers, and play extremely hard, play harder than them. That's basically it. We got to tackle well, we got to catch, we got to block well, we got to do all the basic things in football because that's what they're going to do. They're going to block hard. They're going to block well, and they don't do anything fancy. They just line up and say, "Hey, I'm better than you. You're going to have to prove that you can stop us." That's it.
Last week on tape. Yeah, I was going to say last week on tape, Bryant, like every team, they're not perfect. And they overcame some mistakes that they made in their game against Little Rock Christian last week. And so there's opportunities on tape for you guys to take advantage of and look at that and say, hey, this is how we can beat a team like Bryant.
That's exactly what we're doing and doing a little bit more. So we're trying to come up with every little scheme and every little aspect that we can find. I was just in there, watching, saw something that I was like, okay, all right, I see this, and just little things. And the more I watch film and the more I watch tape, I'm going to be in my offensive coordinator, Adam Thrash's ear, like, okay, coach, I like this. Now we can do this, we can do that. So, and all of us are kind of coming together to do that on both sides of the football. But when it all boils down to it, Alyssa, we just got to block and tackle. It goes back to the basics, blocking, tackling, and executing. Who's going to, limit the turnovers and who's going to create more turnovers and then capitalize off of those too. So one thing I was really impressed with our guys last week against Central is we got 2 onside kicks, something we hadn't done in a while. Those are game changers. So if we can sneak out a couple onside kicks too and then capitalize off of the onside kicks, man, we're going to make it happen. But I guarantee you this, we're not going to lay down. We're going to play extremely hard, and we're going to have our kids ready to go. And we're looking forward to being at home. We hadn't been at home a lot all year. This will be our second home game. And so it's a pink out game for us, our pink out week, and we're excited.
That Bryant Pulaski Academy game is going to be the game to pay attention to in Central Arkansas on Friday night. Excited to see how that one unfolds. That is going to do it for Varsity Vibe today on this Wednesday. Again, if you aren't already, follow us on social media. That is X, Instagram, TikTok. Got a lot of great content for you on those platforms, as well as subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to your podcast and subscribe to the newsletter as well. That's varsityvibearkansas.com. And you'll get that newsletter in your inbox twice a week. A special shout out to our sponsors, Lewis Automotive Group, Lindsey, Bridges Therapy, Everett Chevrolet, and Quick Turf. I'll see you tomorrow.